Yes, let's continue. So today's session is all about what? Anyone remember what are we have what we have to
Overview
discuss?
of Power BI.
Overview of Power BI.
You see something in front of you now on the screen?
Yes.
This is Power BI. Okay? How to install it, how to get that in front of you on your laptops, everything I'll take. Okay.
Okay.
Now, what do you see on the screen?
There-
What do you see on the screen?
Power BI tool.
Yeah, Power BI tool is there. In Power BI tool, what do you see? What are these?
Chats. Uh,
Visualizations?
yeah.
The Power BI tool is all about visualizations, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Do you think it's very difficult to learn Power BI and draw a visual right now?
Based upon the individual.
Okay.
If you practice on regular basis, it may be easy.
Mhm. Anything else? See, very simple. I'll show. Shall we draw a pie chart together?
Yeah.
See, I selected a pie chart. Now what do you want? Shall we see market-wise sales? You see market we have here?
Yes.
Selecting market. We have 7 markets in the data and sales. Done. We just have to select the columns and it's loading. You see it's loading here, right?
Yeah.
Ready. That's all simple. Now do you feel it's simple? Maybe that graph is simple, ma'am. How about others, right? Any graph in Power BI when you're drawing, it's very simple. For example, now if I take a bar graph, here also, like this, if I keep it, I'll go country, sales. Simple. You get graphs very easily here in Power BI, okay? Understood? Is it simple? And we always tell that interactive Power BI dashboards, right? When you say interactive Power BI dashboard, there should be something for selection. Suppose if I have this market for selections, or you want to see, now if I select Africa, it will show countries for Africa and Africa region sales. If I
Got it.
select APAC as well, APAC Africa, and at the same time, see here, all the countries related to Africa and APAC. You observe clearly on the bottom, it is changing based on selection. If I select US, country US and market US.
Market.
Understood what is interactive reports?
Yeah.
By default, Power BI has this capability of interactive reports. Clear?
Clear.
Any questions?
Not for now.
Okay. So this is about Power View. Like this, if I have to tell you Power BI, you should learn lot of things. It's not just about drawing a visual just like that, right? You also have to work on data things, correct? Data might not always not be clear to us. Yes or no?
Yes.
Sometimes it might be messy data, not so clean. So in Power BI, Power BI development is divided into 2 parts. You have Power BI desktop and PBI service. PBI is Power BI, okay? Power BI is service. This has 90% of our work. And this service has just 10% work. Understood? Overall division? 90% of the work we do it in Power BI desktop. Power BI service, we have just 10% of our work. Clear?
Got it.
Right. Now in Power BI desktop, we have 10% of our work. What do we do there? Here, what do we do in surveys? Suppose you have built 10 reports. That 10 reports should be seen by what all people? That management you do here. Managing reports. And especially who is working only on Power BI service is called Power BI admin. They will just manage. So what will admin do always? He will decide who has to see, who has to come. For example, our Zoom meeting. If there is an admin for this Zoom meeting, we call them host, right? He will decide who has to join the meeting, who should be muted, who should be unmuted, correct?
Yeah.
Similarly, in Power BI admin, he will decide what reports are, how many reports should be there, it should be where in which folder, how many should see it, how many can edit it. All this will be managed. So it is called Power BI admin. Clear?
Clear.
Because you usually hear this term admin. That's why I give you this. Now, the one who works here is developer. But mostly, if you go as a Power BI developer, you will have to do both the work. But if you go only admin, there is no job only for admin. Understand? So if he is developing this much, don't you think he can do this 10%?
Yes.
Yes, right? Name-wise, it is like this. Power BI admin, Power BI, our Amirpet language. But in general, Power BI work includes both. Got it?
Yes.
Yes.
Next you have, because people are scared of this word developer, they always try to learn admin, but nothing is there in admin. It's just managing a report. That just, in 10 minutes you can learn. Okay. Next we have Power BI developer. In developer, when you're developing a report, you have 4 modules. You have Power Query Editor, you have data modeling, and you have Power Pivot, and you have Power View. So Power Query Editor, ETL. Have you ever heard of this term called ETL? Have you ever heard of the
Yes.
term ETL? Sabita, you're
Yes.
annotating the screen.
Yes.
You want
ETL.
to say something?
Yes, like
Extract, transform,
MSBI.
load like data.
No, I'm talking about your annotation here on the screen. Is by mistake or you're trying to
Yes,
say something?
Yes. No. I'm trying, but it's by mistake.
Okay, fine. If you see here, whenever you go with annotation, sorry, disturb me, Savita, a lot. Fine. So whenever you go with Power Query Editor, ETL, right?
Yes.
Is
ETL.
extract, transform, load.
Transform,
So
load.
what is extract? What will you extract? Obviously, the data which is in the data source. Okay, you will extract the
Yes.
data which is in the data source. Fine. So when you extract the data from the source, what do you mean by data source? Yesterday we have seen what are the different places our data is stored.
The database, like something
Yeah,
like
database.
Database,
SQL server.
servers,
Exactly. From there,
cloud.
you will get the data. You cannot leave it there, right? We need that to come to Power BI so that we can work on it, right? Getting the data from that source to our Power BI is extract. After extracting, if your data is clean, very good. You will do load directly. But what if your data is not clean?
We have to transform.
We have to transform, right?
Trans yes.
Right,
Clean
transform.
the
What do
data
you
we
mean
need
by
to
transform?
like cleaning the extracted data from the source. Please transform.
Exactly. Transform on a simple note, it is just cleaning the data. Okay, transform is just cleaning the data. Clear?
Okay.
Yes. So in transform, we just clean the data. Now, coming back. So when you clean the data, where are you cleaning it in Power Query Editor? So
Yes.
other modules also should use it, right?
Yes.
If other modules should use it, you have to load it to other modules, correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yes. To load that, what we do? From Power Query Editor to load it, we will just do apply. We'll
Close and
apply the
apply.
changes. It will just apply the changes so that you can use the data. Clear?
Okay.
Any questions? Got it? So that is ETL. You will extract the data, you will transform the data, and you will load the data. And one more thing is, obviously we do transformations. What transformations will it include?
In transformations like cleaning the rows, columns, and null values, duplicates.
Exactly. Whatever problem you feel like you have in the data. So if
In
you
the
have any
report,
text
like in
column
the data.
transformations, if you want to change any numeric columns, if you want to change any
Data types.
date time common columns, or if you want to do any row level changes, column level changes, table level changes, you do. And to do all this, there is a language called M language. Now, do we have to learn? We only heard about DAX
Sorry.
and Power BI. Then what is this M language? Don't worry, you need not learn. It's auto-generated language. You feel like it, any corrections, slight corrections you will do, but it is auto-generated. Clear? This is about Power Query Editor. Whenever you're working on Power BI, the first you go to Power Query Editor, clean the data. Once it is clean, so sometimes you will have one table, sometimes you will have more than one table, correct? Yes or no?
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes you'll have only two tables, sometimes you'll have three tables, sometimes you'll have only one table. Suppose if you have two tables and you want to draw visual from two different tables, you need relationships. That is done in data modeling. Clear? Now
Yes.
your data is clean. Suppose if you have two or three tables, we know how are they related to each other. Next you have is calculations. Calculations are nothing but your measures creations. Measures are called calculations, and new column creations if required, or new table creations. Okay, new table creations you do, or if you want to do summations and all that using a language called DAX, data
Power,
analysis expressions.
the
Clear?
power pivot and the access both are same.
So this is the module name and this is what you do in it. Similarly, this is the module name and this is what you do in it.
Okay.
These are the names of the module and what you do in it, I'm writing on the right. So that means is DAX and Power Pivot same? In Power Pivot, you write DAX, right?
Okay.
Okay. Next, Power U. This is visualizations, which you saw. Clear? Yes, this is how it is. Once you develop using all this, you will publish it here and decide who has to see the report. This is a simple overview of Power BI. Any doubts, any questions?
Can you explain the power pivot again?
So, okay, fine. Let me show you. Then you might register it well. This is power view, understood? Second one,
Yeah.
table view. This we call it as power pivot. Suppose if you have global orders data. Now, I want a new column where I want a combination of, you see, you have state and city separate, country and state separately there here, right?
Yeah.
So you
Yes.
want country, comma, state, comma, city together in one column to and write it as an address column. Okay. Now you want a new column, called new column. I want that as address, right?
Yeah.
Now you see, I'll write it. Address is equals to new column name is address. And what do you want in this? So you want to combine values. What delimiter do you want in between each word? Shall we give hyphen?
Yeah.
And hyphen also before and after hyphen there should be space. If there won't be space, I'll show you first. Okay, comma. What do you want now? You want country, then state, followed by city.
See.
Okay, enter. Now you have address column with hyphen separated. But you see this name is also having hyphen, so there is no difference, right?
Yeah.
So we will give some space here. Now you see. Now also it seems so not so much different. So instead of this, let's give forward slash. Now you feel the difference?
Yes.
Understood what is DAX now? How do we write it? Is
Okay.
it clear? And one more thing. Now I have address here. For example, if I want to display the value, sales value for the total, and it should not change. What I mean is, so if I write sales, you have this number. Now if I click APAC, it will change for APAC value, right? If I'm going to Canada, it is showing for Canada. If I click EMEA, it is changing for EMEA, right? But I want a card which should not at all change. Then I'll go with new measure. Any calculation I told it's a measure, right? Single value output. That you will learn later, okay? Now I want total sales card equals to, I want to calculate sum of sales, comma, all. So all is a function which will ignore all the filters. You have a good recommendation. See, it returns all the rows in a table or all the values in a column, ignoring any filters that might have been. That's what we want, right? If I select the filter, it should ignore, correct? This data, whatever is there, should be ignored. Now, instead of this sales, I'll pull another card with the value what we calculated. Okay, that value, I wrote that value as total sales, right? Now, total sales you have, I'm pulling it. Now, both values are same. But when I select Africa, which is changing? Is this changing? We decided it should not change and wrote the DAX. Is it changing? That's what we want, right? It should not change. Correct. See, it's working fine. The one without the DAX is changing completely interactive. The below one is not changing. See that? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Clear? Understood now how DAX will help us?
Yes.
Yes. Now coming to the relationship, only if you have two related tables, I can show it better. Here I have names. So names column is similar to customer name, right? For example, if you want to do a relationship like this, you will relate a table. Got it? What is this relationship? What is it called? That you will learn in the course. This is data modeling tab. So Power View is like this. Power Pivot is for DAX. Here, this is for relationships, and here you have a bigger DAX. Here you see a smaller box is given on the top, right? For DAX. Here you have little bigger place to write. Okay?
Yeah.
So same thing. See, what is the semantic? This complete work you do here is called semantic model. So in any calculated groups, you have measures. I created one measure, right? Total sales. And relationship, one relationship. I have two tables. So see, two tables. If I select this table, again, I have columns in it. If I close the columns, what one measure I have. In each one, what is it having? It is showing. Understood? You think Power BI is simple now? Next, you have Power Query Editor. If I click on Transform Data, separate window will open. I'll reduce the size so that both of them can be on the screen and you see it. You see Power Query Editor. In the background, we have worked on Power BI Desktop. This is Power Query Editor. If I click on Transform Data, this will open. Now you see, suppose I have split table. Now here, if I do split column and do uppercase to lowercase, you see something is applied here. Correct. Now this something, do you see that here in this data? It is on split table. Do you see it? Right now you still have it normal, right? Correct. So I told you it's an ETL. So you have to extract data, transform and
Yes,
load.
you have
Now you
to
have transformed it. We still
close
didn't
and
load it.
apply.
Now if I do apply, I don't want to close it. I want Power BI Query Editor open. Now if I apply the changes, now you see it is applied. So I have imported the data to Power Query Editor, extracted it. I did a transformation. I loaded it. So it is seen in Power BI Desktop. Understood now, guys? If I remove this step and again go here and do apply, then if that is applied, this will change in the background. See. Is it making sense, guys? Are you all here on?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You feel learning it is simple after looking at this?
Yes. Based on query logic.
Exactly. It's actually simple. If you feel difficult, it will mess with you. If you feel it's easy and learn, it's just click options, it will be easy. Fine? So these
Yes.
are the 5 modules. Got the clarity on what all desktop modules. Got clarity on what are the desktop modules?
Yes.
Yes. Now if I do close and apply, it will close the Power Query Editor and apply the changes. Now, next is Power BI service. So for this, I have to go with app.powerbi.com. In the world, whoever is using Power BI service should go to this website only. And here I have my own login license. License is compulsory to work on Power BI service. Okay. Now here you see, I have user 2, my license here. So here in the workspace, suppose for example, the previous batch. It was 18. If I select this, what all work we have done there, we have published it here. We built a dashboard. This is our dashboard. Okay. This was our dashboard. And again, if you go to the workspace, we have a lot of reports created, dynamic row level security, static, everything we have tried. Understood? Now in manage access, you will decide who has to see the report. User 2 is admin and he's told that user 1 should see it. Understood? The user 1 is added
Yes.
here so that he can see the report. This is what I told you, administration work in Power BI service. Any doubts? Any questions on this part?
No.
No doubts, no questions? So this is complete overview on Power BI. Is that helpful?
Yes.
So don't be scared. It's very, very simple to understand. Trust me, it's very simple. But if you go into each module and learn all the options, it will be lengthy. It's simple, but Power BI is lengthy. You have to remember lots and lots of options. Remembering those options is tricky, but it's easy. If you know SQL, it's very easy. Because even though I open SQL editor, sorry, Power Query editor, you see, do you see something called merge queries here? Merge queries are nothing but joins again. See, you have left outer join kind, right outer, left outer full. And this append queries is set operators in SQL. And if I go here, add column, sorry, transform type, you see group by, which is a part of SQL again. And this text transformations, part of Power SQL. Numeric part of SQL, date and time part of SQL. First, you will learn in SQL already, and then we will come here. So it will be very more easier. Okay? When you learn in SQL, you
Yes.
will learn point to point what is happening in the background. That's why when you click this option, when you get the output, you will know how it is coming. Because here you won't see what is happening in the background, right? It will just give you the output, right? But in SQL, every minute thing you have to write. So there you will understand from the background how it works. Then if you come here, you know how it works in the background already. So you will click and learn it faster. Understood?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Any questions from this session? I think just overview of Power BI will be very short session. Any questions from this?
No.
No questions? Today's Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
But I have one question. Like, we are building the visuals, right?
Yes.
These visuals, we have to decide what would be shown on the screen. Otherwise, the people in the project will tell us how to design where you have to keep which one. Like they will explain us.
You will
Otherwise,
have you will have two types of clients. You need not explain me completely. I understood your question. So there'll be two
okay,
types of clients. Few clients will
okay,
tell you what they want. Few clients will tell you, use
okay,
your knowledge and give me a report. I will tell you how good it is.
okay. That how we will conclude that these people require these what we have to design on the
Not
screen.
about people. It's not about people. It's about based on the data we decide. For example, see here. If you have two categorical columns, one numerical column and groups less than 5 or 7, then we go with the pie chart.
Two category columns, one numeric column. Okay,
When you have more than 7, 10 to 12 groups, you go with the donut. If you have more than 30, don't go with pie or donut, go with the tree map. And if you have more than 30 again, you have to go with these plots. When you have two categorical, one numeric. If you have two categorical and two numeric, you have these two plots for Power BI, in Power BI. For continuous data, you have to go with these visuals. When you use line chart,
okay,
used to display the series of data. These things you will learn in the course.
okay, okay. I understood
Okay.
now.
Okay?
Okay. You,
Yes. Any other questions?
you will be providing the notes, right?
All these notes is, I told you, right? I will share it through a classroom
Okay.
link.
Okay, sure.
You
Thank you.
see here itself, every module you will have one text document which I opened it in front of you just before.
Okay.
And I'll also give all the files, Power BI files I worked on. And I also have some report here, you see, this image. After teaching Power View, I give that image for every batch. Not only that, whatever image I get. And I ask people to create the same dashboard in your Power BI. So that you will have a practice how to do a dashboard.
Yes. Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah. So That means Power BI is the mixing of like SQL and Power BI
I'll not say it's a
visualization.
mixing. No, it's not a
Not?
mixing of it. So all the like for data analysis, we have SQL, Python, lot of tools, right? So ultimately to analyze the data, what all things we use in SQL, similarly we have it in Power BI. Same things are also available in Python. Same things are also available in Tableau. For data analysis, whatever is required will be in all the tools. But if you go directly into the tool, okay, you will not see what is happening in the background. For example, if I open this, I just told you I have transform data. If I do group by, simple one, I'll give you an example of simple one. In the home tab, I have group by here. Yes. When I click on group by, see, I'm selecting. Everywhere it's just selection. So it is
Yes.
market. And then new column name, I want it as total sales. And here I want to do sum on sales. Okay. Now I want market by summer because I know Power BI, it's easy for me, right?
Yeah.
But what
Yes.
exactly is group by? It's a concept in SQL.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
know how that comes? That if you know it, it will be easy, right? So for example, I have the data, select star from global orders.
Group by some name.
Now in
Some.
this data, I want to see how many markets are there. So if I want to see how many markets are there, I will do distinct market from global orders. So it will tell me how many markets are there. I have how many markets? 7 markets. Okay. In this 7 markets, I want to see for each market what is the sale. If I do select market from global orders, group by market. Now, in the there it gave the option so you know what to click. But here you see you just do market and ask group by. It will tell you market comma sales. Now it was telling you what? Group by clause definitely needs aggregate function. Then you will get to know, okay, I have to do sum of sales compulsory because I'm talking about a group. Everything
Yes.
you will write here. Then you will understand what happens in the background so that you can apply this on your Power BI. It will be easy to understand it. Because when you click on it, you don't understand. But when you write each and everything and get errors most of the time, you get to understand better, right?
Yes.
So that's why we go with SQL. At the same time, most of the time when you work on Power BI, data is coming from where? Databases.
Databases. Yes.
So suppose you are asked to validate. For example, you see I have group by. Now the value for US is 2272449. Now go here. Is it showing same for US? Where is US? Orange. See 2.3. Now to know it more better, what I'll do? I'll give complete value. For display labels, not slices. Detail labels. I want the data value. In the data value, I'll go to the format. I want it is in a text format. So what I have to do is again, go back, the data value, whatever I have, sorry, data format of sales. I want to show it as whole number. Whole number in millions it is showing. I want 1000 separator. I want complete number. General is giving 2.1 million, but usually I have it in visual. In data labels, I should ask it. Okay, values. Here you go. I have to go none. Now you see it is showing 2297200. Who will tell you if these
Yes.
values are correct? Because the data is available in database. Go back to database, query and check if these numbers are same in dashboard. That means our dashboard is correct. Understand? Sometimes,
Yes.
for
Yes.
example, I want market comma segment. I'll execute. Now in US, Africa, this is the sum of sale. In Africa, let me display the segment. Then you will understand. In Africa consumer, this is the sale. Africa corporate, this is the sale. Africa home office, this is the sale. Okay. Sometimes you have to validate this. By chance, if there is any extra filter applied, if these are the values for your group by, now by mistake, you have this visual. In the background, suppose I'm applying only consumer. Now the value is changing here. How do you know that this is the correct value or no for each market? You can go query and see if these values are different from this value, that means something is wrong in the background which I have to correct. Then go somewhere, just check. Okay, something is applied here which is deviating my values, correct? So to validate, we also use SQL because our data is in databases. SQL is a language which is used by database. We can talk to it and get to know correct values and check here. This is how we validate the report. Understand?
Yes.
Any questions?
So Power BI will support the SQL, not support other
Not Power
databases
BI
also.
support, it's actually used for validations.
Validation.
Easy
Okay.
for validating.
Suppose SQL Server is the some of the part like Oracle and SQL Server, both some of the
Very
queries and
simple. Let me make it simple. Don't worry so much. Let me make it simple. So you want to purchase a phone. Do you have options for which phone you have to purchase in market?
yes.
Similarly, you want to store your data in database, you have options. Those options are MySQL, SQL Server, all
Yes.
this. You can
Okay.
choose any one.
Okay.
Understood?
Yes.
Any questions?
Actually, first class I was not attended. That's previously I heard about that. If you want to learn the Power BI, you will learn some Excel formulas also.
No, DAX looks similar to Excel formula, but it's not exactly Excel formula. You will learn that. Don't worry. It'll be easy.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions?
Not.
Not
No.
right now.
Not right. Yeah.
But did this session help you guys?
ನಮ್ಮ
Yes.
ಅಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್
Yes. Did this help? Yes, for everyone, or few of you didn't feel
Yes.
it's helpful?
If we will try to install outside of the personal laptop, the Power BI. Free license is there. Installing this Power
No,
BI.
you will not have license just like that available. You definitely need Microsoft account.
Okay.
But license is not compulsory to do Power BI. Only for Power BI service we need. 90% of the developer work you will learn without license.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Yes. Any other questions? Any other questions?
ಅಲೈನ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಸ
No questions?
No.
No.
Sounds good. Shall we wind up? So tomorrow is Saturday. So see you all back on Monday where we will understand how to understand the data and do installations. Okay?
ಅಚ್ಚಾ இப்போ காலையில
Okay.
காலையிலும் மிச்சாச்சு
Monica, there's disturbance on your side.
Uh, Tomorrow is a class there or
Tomorrow
Monday?
is Saturday, right? We will not have class. We will have only Monday to Friday.
Okay.
So again on Monday, we will meet back together. We will understand, suppose a new data is coming to you. How to understand the data? Okay.
Yeah.
How to understand the new data which is coming. We are not scared of any domain. How to understand the data we'll understand, and we will also do installation of SQL so that from next day we will start the classes.